I had the perfect marriage for 50 years, perfect wedding, perfect house, perfect children. Then he died, and a stranger asked me one question that destroyed everything I believed. Were you actually happy? I couldn't answer. 50 years. And I couldn't answer. That's when I realized I never lived. I performed. My name is Ruth Anderson. I'm 72. And I wasted 50 years being perfect instead of being real. If you think you have a perfect marriage, listen to me, because your last chapter can be your best, but only if you wake up. I grew up in Connecticut, 1950s, good family, church every Sunday, rules for everything. My mother taught me 3 things: smile even when you're hurting, never complain, and keep the house perfect. I was the good girl, the quiet one. I learned to swallow my feelings before I learned to speak them. Met Harold at 20. He was handsome, stable, safe. My parents loved him. Everyone said we were perfect. I didn't ask myself if I loved him. I asked if he was the right choice. There's a difference, a big one. We married in 1972, white dress, church bells. Everyone cried happy tears, including me. But here's what I never told anyone. Walking down that aisle, I felt nothing. No butterflies, no joy, just duty. I told myself feelings come later, love grows. That's what they said. Yeah. So I waited for 50 years. We built a beautiful life, 2 children, a house with a garden, dinner parties, vacations. Everything looked perfect. But nobody asked what was happening inside. I was too afraid to look. That's where it all went wrong. Harold was a good man. I need you to understand that. He provided, he was faithful, never raised his voice, but he never asked how I felt. And I never told him. We lived in the same house like polite strangers. Every morning, same routine. Breakfast at 7, kiss on the cheek, have a good day. For 50 years. I smiled, I cooked, I cleaned, I hosted. I was the perfect wife. But inside, I was slowly disappearing. There were nights I'd stand at the window, looking at the stars, wondering, is this all there is? I had everything women were supposed to want, so why did I feel so empty? I thought something was wrong with me. I never talked about it. Not to friends, not to family, not even to myself. I buried it deep. Here's what I learned too late. Silence doesn't protect you. It kills you slowly, day by day, year by year. The children grew up, left home. Suddenly it was just us, 2 strangers in a big empty house. We'd sit at dinner, nothing to say. The silence wasn't peaceful, it was deafening. But we smiled through it. Our children thought we had the perfect marriage. We won. We fooled everyone, even ourselves. But you can't fool your heart forever. One day it demands the truth. For me, that day came too late. Harold got sick. 2020, the doctor said 6 months. He held my hand and said he loved me, and I said it back, like I had 10,000 times before. But for the first time, I heard the emptiness. He died holding my hand, peaceful, content, believing we had the perfect love. I let him believe that. After the funeral, I sat alone in that perfect house, everything exactly where it should be, except me. The grief counselor suggested a support group for widows. I almost didn't go, too proud, too scared. But something made me walk through that door. Maybe God, maybe fate, maybe just loneliness. That's where I met Walter, 74, lost his wife too. But when he talked about her, something was different. His eyes lit up, he laughed, remembering her, he cried openly. He was heartbroken because he truly loved her. I watched him and something inside me cracked. That's what love looks like. I had never seen it. Not really. After the meeting, he walked me to my car. We talked for an hour about everything, about nothing. And then he asked that question, the one that changed everything. Ruth, were you actually happy? I opened my mouth to say yes. The word wouldn't come. For the first time in 50 years, I couldn't lie. I stood there by my car and I cried, really cried. 50 years of tears I never let myself shed. Walter didn't try to fix it. He didn't say it would be okay. He just stood there, present, witnessing me. That's when I understood. Being seen is the beginning of being loved. And I had hidden for 50 years. Walter became my friend. Coffee every week, long walks, real conversations, things I never had with Harold. He asked about my dreams, my fears, my past, things Harold never thought to ask in 50 years. I told him the truth, all of it, the empty marriage, the loneliness, the shame. He didn't judge me. He said something I'll never forget. Ruth, you weren't unhappy because something was wrong with you. You were unhappy because you never let yourself be seen. And you can't be loved if you can't be seen. Those words broke something open in me. 50 years of walls came crashing down, and I finally breathed. I started doing things I'd never done, speaking my mind, saying no, laughing too loud, being imperfect. My children thought I was having a breakdown. Maybe I was, but it felt more like waking up. One day I called my daughter and told her everything. The emptiness, the pretending, 50 years of silence. She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "Mom, I always knew. I just didn't know how to ask." She knew. My perfect performance fooled everyone except the one who mattered most. My own child knew. We cried together, mother and daughter, finally honest, finally real. It was terrifying and beautiful. 6 months after we met, Walter held my hand. Nothing dramatic, just reached over during our walk. And I felt something I'd never felt in 50 years of marriage, butterflies. At 71 years old, I laughed, out loud, in public, like a teenager, and I didn't care who was watching. He asked me to dinner, a real date, at 71 and 74, two widows acting like kids. We talked for 4 hours about everything, about nothing. And when he looked at me, he really saw me. That's the difference. Harold looked at me, Walter sees me. One is a glance, the other is a gaft. Last spring, we got married. Small ceremony, garden wedding, just family. I wore blue, not white. When I walked toward him, I felt everything I should have felt 50 years ago. Joy, excitement, love. My daughter whispered, "Mom, you're glowing." I was, for the first time in 72 years. Some people thought it was too soon, too old, too fast. I don't care anymore. I wasted 50 years caring. So what did I learn? First, a perfect marriage is not a happy marriage. Perfection is a prison. You cannot be loved if you refuse to be seen. Real love requires vulnerability, not performance. Your feelings matter. Don't swallow them. Don't bury them. Speak them, even if your voice shakes. It's never too late to start living. I found real love at 71. You can find it too. If you're in a marriage right now, ask yourself, are you happy or just comfortable? There's a difference. If you're not happy, talk about it. Don't wait 50 years like I did. You don't have that time to waste. I'm not saying leave your marriage. I'm saying be honest in it. Be real. Be seen. That's where love lives. Walter and I have breakfast together every morning. We talk, we laugh, we argue. We're imperfect, and it's the happiest I've ever been. Real, messy, imperfect love, that's what I was missing for 50 years. Don't wait for a funeral to wake up. Don't wait for a stranger to ask if you're happy. Ask yourself today. Your past doesn't define your future, but it's never too late to be seen. Your last chapter can be your best. My name is Ruth Anderson. I wasted 50 years being perfect. Now I'm finally real and finally happy.